right, let's talk about the nitty gritty.
Let's get into it.
Okay, let's get into it. All right, so we're just gonna sort of talk about everything that we couldn't say in the original review, and that we really have been itching to talk about.
Yeah, nothing that was already spoiled in the trailers, or we're gonna go full spoiler. Please don't watch this if you haven't seen the movie, or if you don't care about the movie being spoiled.
Yeah, because we're going into details. We know the plot, and we know what's going to happen next, but you don't Let's talk about some of the characters trickled in there. There are some throwbacks to the episodes in this. A lot. All over the place, kind of.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, this takes place right before the original.
Yeah.
And this movie really hits hard on the nostalgia. It brings you back to places. Brings you back to Yavin 4.
Yeah.
Brings back Darth Vader.
Yeah.
It brings back, just all these different things.
The two dudes with the cantina.
Yeah, exactly.
That was so
funny. That's awesome. Yeah, just all these great throwbacks. And I think that the one that just blew me away is that they pretty much resurrected Peter Cushing as Grand Moff Tarkin.
What was that?
The special effects that they do nowadays is crazy. I'm sure they got an actor who looks a lot like him, put blue screen patches over his face, and molded his face to look just like Peter Cushing. It was freaky how much this guy looked like Peter Cushing.
Because I was looking at it and I was like, all right, they sort of did it in Tron when they made Jeff Bridges all super young, but it looked terrible.
Right.
They did not. They've gone leaps and bounds with it. It was really, really bizarre to look at because I was looking for flaws and there was none.
Yeah, it's like to the point where I'm like, do they bring Peter Cushing back from the dead?
I know, it was so weird.
even at the very end, when they have the Death Star planes being handed off to Princess Leia, it was a younger actress, but they superimposed Carrie Fisher's face, and even that looked pretty good.
So good! And it was so funny because you see them, you see her back, you see the robe, you see the buns, and you're like, alright. And then she turns around and they cut. So it's her back. I'm like, alright, they're just not going to show her. And then she turns around, they full-blown showed Carrie Fisher, and it looked really, really good also. So, even a little R2-D2 and C-3PO was just sprinkled in there, just a touch. They got a line of comic relief, which in my head I was like, what are they doing there?
That was kind of just
there?
That kind of seemed like they added it in post-production, just shove them in there for one shot.
Because they got some cheers out of it too. People cheered a little bit.
Yeah, so. That's true. And I liked how there was all these little bits of dialogue that you caught in there. At one point, Bail Organa, Leia's father, he comes back at one point, and then when he's exiting the room, you hear him go, I need to speak to Captain Antilles. I'm like, oh, watch Antilles, awesome.
And when he's talking about a guy that he trusts, and I'm like, Obi-Wan, he's talking about Obi-Wan right now. Let's talk about Vader. Let's just stop beating around the bush here.
Yeah.
Right? Vader's in this. Not a lot.
No. Only a couple scenes, but enough to where it's Darth Vader. He's going to leave a mark, even if they just show... He left a mark in the trailer when they showed him at the very end.
Yeah, everyone got super hyped for that.
Yeah.
And there was a scene with him where it's just a dialogue scene, which was really cool. It was a really cool scene. I was like, I hope that's not all the Vader I get. That just wasn't enough. It didn't satisfy me, really. I did like how he goes up and he's like... You see him without the helmet on, but kind of in this fogginess. He's bathing, kind of. And it's all fucking weird and gross and bald head and shit. And then the end.
Oh, yeah. Because that was the thing. I was like, hey, you saw Vader in the trailer. You know that there's going to be that scene where he's, barking out orders to someone lower than him in the Empire. But it's like, are we going to get to see any Vader action? We do. Very small scene. But once again, it still leaves its mark. It's still just prime Vader.
Yeah.
Just when he was at the height of his powers, and you get to see him just tear rebels to pieces.
Just through a hallway, just says slaughter. It was so awesome. That's gave me the chills. I was sitting there just cheek to cheek, just grinning so much because I wanted to see Vader action, really, really good Vader action, and we haven't seen any since the original trilogy.
Yeah, and I think that this really, like I said with the whole movie and the spoiler-free review, I think the action in this movie is the best action in any Star Wars movie.
Totally.
I think it's the best Vader action too. It's you really see him at his full powers. I mean, he's lifting dudes up with the Force, just throwing them all over the place,
and just stabbing in the center and ripping through with the door opening and everything. Yeah. And also, I like the lightsaber work with it. It still wasn't super CGI, Yoda jumping around kind of, It felt old school, but still new and convincing that he was this all-powerful Sith Lord.
And I think that scene, it led into... I always wondered with this movie, where is it going to end? How long before the start of the original is this movie going to end? And it's 20 minutes.
Yeah,
it's
minutes.
It's Leia gets the plans and she takes off, and That's when they're after in the Death Star, and that's when the first movie begins.
Yeah, it's really crazy that it honestly, if you look at it from a timeline standpoint, that slaughter you see from Vader, like a half hour later, he's walking down the hallway looking for Leia. Like,
Yeah.
it's so crazy how it matches directly up with it, and I'm glad it matched up that way. What about the characters? You were telling me you were a little worried that, are they going to live, or are we going to have to get more sequels, or are we going to have to get all that?
Yeah, I was afraid. I mean, Felicity Jones, she is, an A-list actress. She's an Oscar nominee. She's really high up there. She's high profile.
Yep.
So to cast her in a Star Wars movie, it's like, okay, if anybody's going to survive this, it's going to be her, because they're going to want to put a spin-off movie with her, another story with her.
Yeah.
But no, everybody
dies.
Everybody bites at it. Sorry, the entire crew of Rogue One goes down in this one.
Yeah.
But it's just that great, it just speaks to the tone of the Star Wars movie. Self-sacrifice over the greater good and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this movie does, especially with the sacrifice of the entire crew.
It does, and it really it made you care about them. I didn't totally care about them all that much when they were alive, but when they were dying, I was pretty bummed out. I was like, man, I like that character. I like that, especially the droid. Like,
yeah.
God, he was such like a nice, refreshing, happiness that was added to the movie, and to see him go, that was like the most emotional I got over it. I was like,
yeah, I think I liked most about K2SO. He's obviously with a name very similar to C3PO.
Yeah.
But whereas like C3PO is just like, oh my god, the situation's too big for him. He's scared. He just wants to run off into a corner somewhere. K2SO embraces it and like brings like this awareness to the movie.
Yeah.
Like, at one point he's talking about, if we don't, if this doesn't happen, then the ship's going to get blown up and we're all going to die in the vacuum of space. Well, I'm not, because I'm a droid.
Yeah,
I'm fine. I can survive in space. Like,
yeah.
Just like, I think he had those great moments where it's just like, where C-3PO gives the statistics and you're just, it's to worry someone. He's just like, yeah, we're probably screwed.
Yeah. It's like, do you want to know statistics? Because it's high.
Right.
It's very, very high. And yeah, he was so awesome, and his dialogue was great. And that was like some of the better writing and more like, all right, I'm getting the Star Wars feel from it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And even,
there's that great part where they're getting ready to go up onto the tower at the end, and he says, "I've got a bad feeling about," and they cut him off.
Yeah,
I was just like, I was wondering when they're gonna sprinkle that line in, and I just love that they were just like kind of like, no, this isn't the Star Wars movie where we're gonna say the whole line. It's a different beast all into its own, and I think that line, how they handled it, proved it.
Yeah, totally. It was very tongue in cheek, and it did. It set itself apart. We're not gonna finish that line because this isn't an episode.
Right.
It's just its own thing. So
yeah, it's a lot like that.
But not quite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Buffs.
All right, so that's our spoiler review. We really want to know what you guys thought about Rogue One. Please leave all your comments below. Get into the nitty gritty. Let's have a little discussion about what you truly thought about this film. Don't be afraid to spoil anything because this is, it's safe for you. So
yeah, we want to know. You guys obviously heard what we thought about these great throwbacks. But we want to know what you think. So please leave all your comments. And stick with us through the rest of 2016. We're going to review one more movie next week, Passengers, with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep bringing you holiday movie reviews, and we're going to do our big wrap-up of 2016 where we tell about our top 5 movies of this past year.
That's right. But don't you forget,
There's no place like the theater.